welcome to another review by me, Tubby Engineer. Today I'm going to talk about the Grail 306 dripping atomizer. So excuse me while I get my drip tip. That's better. Right, let me have a vape. Right, well, this is the Grail 306 dripping atomizer from Atmistique. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with dripping with 306 dripping atomizers, they are a small pre-made heating coil based around the 306 atomizer that you used to get in cig-alikes back when cig-alikes were the top technology. However, the actual atomizers themselves are really good if you drip e-liquid straight into them. If you just use a 306 with a slip-on drip tip, you can only put about 3 sometimes 4 drops of e-liquid in, which is great for, you know, testing the flavour, a few toots, you know, which is, I'm going to be carrying a setup like that round Vape Fest with me for going to the different juice tables and having a toot, because frankly my taste buds can be a bit contrary as to what tastes good and what doesn't. Some juices that some people think are just the best thing since sliced bread, I hate. Anyway, as I was saying, a standard 306 dripping atty by itself, a little drip tip cover on, will only hold 3 or 4 drops. With this, the atty fits inside this sleeve, and this sleeve will help it hold up to about 15 drops. Now, I put 14 in here when I set this up, but it might take a few more this time because I washed everything out and cleared the 306 out and everything. That can take just a few more drops. The way you know it's full enough is if you can hear it gurgling when you're drawing it. If you're just drawing it without firing, you should be able to hear it either gurgle or a bit of a bubbling crackle, I think is the best way to describe it. It's just about enough in it for a set-off. Now, I find with the way I vape, excuse me mentioning vaping, I found with the way I vape, a fill on this will last me 15-20 minutes. Which is not bad at all, actually. It might last me longer because I use it while I'm driving, actually. Particularly with this, because this mod's easy to pick up and put down on the seat, and it's easy to keep in your hand. You know, if you have to grab the steering wheel sharpish, you can sort of grab it with this in your hand still. Yeah, so other than showing you what it does, which is it's a dripping atty that you simply fill as you would with any other dripping atty. Let me pour a couple more drops of this in. 3 drops of that. This is my little mix. It's a mix of Digby's gunpowder and Moria's mix. 10 drops gunpowder, 3 or 4 drops of Moria's mix. Now, it works fabulously in these, but I can't honestly say that it works fabulously in anything else whatsoever. It only seems to really work in this, and it's fabulous in this. It might just be me, I don't know, but I love it out of this anyway, so yeah, who cares? Yeah, so fill it. Vape it. And they go, that's all there is to it. Right, so this is the Grail 306. As you can see, it's not a very big thing. It's made of 306 stainless steel, I think it is, and comes in 3 parts. There's an upper section, the central section here with the 2 air holes in it, and the actual base adapter section. Now, if you can see the 510 connector there, it's non-adjustable. Decent length of threading on the 510 pin, and inside repeat of the same thing. Now, for those who've never used anything like this before, it uses one of these, which is a 306 dripping atomizer. They're the kind of thing you get in small cigalikes. These are specifically made for dripping though, but they're very similar to the ones you get in small cigalikes. So you screw your 306 into the base section, put on the centre section with the 2 air holes and screw it down. And screw on the top section. Once you've done that, drip in your choice of e-liquid, about 10 to 15 drops. If you put too much in, you'll find it a little starts to seep out of these air holes at the side. There's not a lot you can do about that other than tip the atty up onto a dry paper towel and just pour out some of the e-liquid basically. Okay, so that's the close-ups for the 306. Construction wise, this thing's extremely simple and incredibly robust. the only way you're gonna break this particular thing is by sort of smashing it flat with a hammer, because it really is. It's just an adapter. The bottom bit is a 510 to 510. Well, it's a 510 base with a little screw-in bit for the 306 ATI and threaded section to take the next piece up with the air holes in. The bit with the air holes in has a couple of O-rings that might need changing once in a blue moon, and then there's the upper section that gives it a bit of an air chamber to form the vapour in. And this drip tip that actually looks so good on it, I seem to remember I got from Rocket Science Mods. It's one of their super wide bore shorty stainless steel drip tips. Yeah, if you want to get a really good flavour from your e-liquid and you don't want the hassle of fiddling about with coils and what have you, I'd recommend getting one of these. Now, currently they are a bit difficult to pick up. They disappear from the Atmistique websites. You know, they never seem to have any on. Or they do and they do and they don't. I got mine from Pink Mule, but I haven't seen them on there for a while either. But I must admit, I haven't been searching the websites as often as I should do. I've been a bit involved with other things, as those of you from Planet of the Vapes will know. Well, I think that's pretty much all I can say about the Atmistique Grail 306 dripping atomizer. I'd recommend it, at least as what is the phrase I'm looking for? It's as a way of getting the best flavour from an e-liquid. This is probably it. Some people will argue that rebuildable drippers are better. I'd say this is it, and quite frankly there's a fair number of people agree with me. If you try one, you will understand why we say it. Yeah, for someone who wants to get a pure flavour from the e-liquid, get a Grail 306. Well, I've been Tubby Engineer. Thank you very much for watching. Bye now.